Hey, what's going on? We are live. I am on my own tonight because poor Nick is feeling rough. He's got a virus, bless him. So I hope you're feeling all right, buddy, and you're getting loads of rest. Drinking loads of hot blackcurrant as well, 'cause that's good for colds and viruses. And yeah, so yeah, this is a monthly boy in blue check-in that I'll do. Try and keep it separate from the football. Just checking in with you guys once a month, just talking about mental health and seeing if you guys are okay, doing okay, what you've been up to, past experiences from mental health, things that you're going through now. It's great because we get people ringing, and talk about things, and it's always good to talk about things. And one of the things with mental health is it comes in so many different forms, but it just affects us all in different ways. But the one thing that does help us all is speaking out and talking about it 100%. So I'm going to turn the phone lines on if any of you guys do want to ring in and just have a chat. The phones are on. The number is on the bottom of the screen if any of you guys do want to ring in. There you go. You can see it better now. But yeah, mental health, it's a big thing. It's more recognised now. There's many different forms of it. Anxiety, for example, depression, PTSD. I know that some of you guys that have been watching this have suffered with things in the past and you're going through stuff. So please call in and I'd love to hear you guys ringing in. Last stream as well that we did have some people that were umming and ahhing about ringing in. Yeah, please don't feel ashamed to not ring in. Please do. Like I always say, I'm not a doctor, but it is another form of talking and getting things off your chest. But there is also so much help out there as well. Going to the GP, doctors, and things like that. It does help get you on the right path to acknowledging what it is for a start, and then also dealing with it, coping mechanisms, and how you can change your mindset and way of thinking. One of my subscribers, Tony, absolutely love him. He does a lot of artwork and painting. So I'm going to share this with you guys now because this is what Tony does to keep him occupied. So I'm not sure if you guys can see some of his paintings there. It'll let me open it. Oh, hang on. Right, we'll just start that one again, eh? Right. Right. Share screen. Yeah, so this is Tony's paintings that he does. He's absolutely brilliant. So Tony's painted that himself. It's all good for keeping your mind occupied and taking your mind off things as well. There's also another one as well. How you doing, Duncan?
Hello, mate. I am sorry if I jumped in front of anyone else because really I should let other people have a chat as well, really.
It's all right, mate. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. And it's good to see you back on the old TV, actually.
Cheers, mate. I've just been so busy, mate, with work. It's been horrendous, cool. Mate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I phoned up about, how I deal with my own struggles. I just wanted to pass on my ideas and my coping mechanisms, if that's all right, bruv.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. Yeah, that's what it's all about, mate.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know anyway, like I'm a veteran and I suffer with PTSD.
Yeah.
But I just like to put it out there that PTSD can affect anybody. It's not just military. It's anybody, nurses, doctors, policemen, firemen, ambulance people, even ladies that go and give birth. Some of them have a traumatic experience and they end up with PTSD, and it comes in many forms as well.
Yeah.
a lot of PTSD can be complex, and it can be trauma as a child, whether that's physical, mental, sexual abuse, or something along those lines. And then you grow up and you go on into the world, and then you suffer something different. And then it all then sort of gets mashed into one.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people suffer with complex stuff, you know. Like, I'm trying to research a lot of this because I'm trying to teach myself on the psychology side of life.
Yeah.
Not that I'm better than anyone else, because I'm not. I really am not. But I try and look at stats and figures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to go on a downer here, guys and girls, but I was reading from there's a place in Texas called Camp Hope, which is the leading hospital for veterans with PTSD in the world, actually. And they're very good, and there's a lot of good people there. And I reached out to them about 4 years ago just to see what they do and how they go about things. And that's how, not so much the Royal British Legion, but the combat stress in Shropshire.
Yeah.
They took the idea of giving people with PTSD, whether it's man or woman from the military, a lot of them get given dogs.
Really?
Yeah, and that's a part of managing your symptoms, because having a living, breathing animal to look after helps you, helps the animal, obviously.
Yeah.
But everyone gets a balance, and they took that idea from the people at Camp Hope, because they are world leaders in this. The Americans are very good at that.
Yeah.
And I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah. So yeah, going back to our mental health. Yeah. I don't want to make it a male and a female thing, but I'll just put it out there that 90% of men receive their first bunch of flowers at their funeral.
Yeah.
And that is, when I read that, and that just made me realise that we don't. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't want some bloke to start giving me flowers every week, or we'll have a problem. But, you know, I'm just trying to put it out there that I think men find it more difficult
to speak out.
Yeah, than a woman. But that's not putting a woman, because we are completely different makeups.
Yeah. And
you might find that a woman has outbursts, and that's the way she copes, or her coping mechanism, whereas a man will 9 times out of 10 go within himself. But I don't want to split people up here, but I'm just trying to look at the whole picture, you know.
Yeah.
No,
it's good that you've spoke about it, you know, because a lot of men just find it difficult to talk out, don't they, in that, Duncan? I don't know what the reason for that is. I've always been an open book. I've had no issues of talking. For me, with my experience, it was understanding what it was at the time. I didn't realise that I had anxiety till a lot of the physical symptoms started to happen as well. And then just upon going to the GP, it was like, yeah, you're suffering from anxiety and depression, and it was just a massive shock.
Yeah.
You know, what your mind can actually do to your body is just insane, really. Like, your mind is just such a powerful thing, isn't it? You know, it's mad what it can do to you. And this is why I love doing this, Duncan, you know, because it affects us all differently, and it's good to get it out there. And, you know, there's many different forms of mental health, isn't there?
Yeah, massively. I mean, the anxiety side of life. You touched on something which I had an argument about with my GP about 2 years ago, when I was going from a war pension.
Yeah.
right, I'm not putting GPs down, but they don't know enough about mental health, and that's where you've got to try and get into the system where you can speak to the psychiatric side of life sometimes, because the GP is what it is, a general practitioner, and it's only if you do. Like, I've got an old saying that the best doctor's yourself, and it really is.
Yeah.
Because you know your body, you know your mind, you know everything about yourself, and a lot of my complex PTSD comes out in physical. I mean, I can get rashes because of my anxiety.
Yeah.
I can get leg trembling. And you try to put this across to a GP, and it's really hard. So if anyone's struggling like that, I get you. And the only thing I can say is somehow try and get yourself down a pathway to someone that can look at you as a person with your mental needs,
Yeah.
It's probably a little bit easier for me because I can pull some strings and get on to different things. But that's not to say that someone that wasn't military can still access. You've just probably got to queue up, and it's not easy nowadays, is it, to get into, whatever, is it really?
No, it's mad, isn't it, really, the health care system. But there is a lot of help out there, and just little things like this, there's loads of podcasts. There's it is getting out there more and more each day, isn't it? But it's having that confidence to try and seek the help, isn't it? Because a lot of people find it hard to talk. And me and you have always been open, Dunk. I think you're really inspiring. Your story and stuff, and what you've done for us. In the military and things like that. Some people do find it hard to talk, don't they? So, I mean, have you got any advice for people that are finding it hard to?
Yeah, I know quite a few people that never have gone for help. Try not to self-medicate on booze or drugs, because it's easy to self-medicate. I've been there, and not that it didn't help me, because I can't sit here now and say that the drink didn't help me, because sometimes it did. But the thing is, it is a rocky road to really
lead into something else.
Yeah. And it took me about 10 years to actually think to myself. I tell you what happened. There was a woman back in Herefordshire when I was living out there a few years back.
Yeah.
And she was like a counsellor. And sometimes you can sit with a counsellor or someone like that, or a mental health nurse or a psychologist. Yeah. And you know more than them because it's your condition. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this woman said something to me, and I took it in, and it made me realise something. Right. Every day, whether it's run yourself a bath, a nice hot bath, or whether it's listen to some nice music you like, or go and get yourself a bar of chocolate, or go on a walk in the countryside, just do one thing for yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, whatever floats your boat, just go and do that one thing for yourself, because you've got to love yourself before you can love anybody else.
Yeah, that's bang on, yeah.
Right. And I heard that, and it bounced around my head for about 2 years,
Yeah.
because I'm self-medicating on drink, or I think that I know what I'm doing. But actually, I thought on that, and it's so, so true, because if you can do one thing to love yourself every day, then you'll be a better person, and you'll be a better person in the way that you go forward and handle what's wrong with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Finding ways to cope and deal with it, become more. I'm not saying it's easy, but it does help to obviously realise and deal with it a lot better, doesn't it, Duncan? Having something to focus on and changing your mindset, that's important, isn't it, as well? Like you just said.
Yeah. And it's also, at the time I was running my own business. I had this, well, it doesn't matter. I was running this business, and I was doing 60, 70 hours a week.
Yeah.
And when you're busy, it's cool because you're not thinking about anything. You've got nothing going on. You're just focused. But there comes a time when you're sat at home or you're sat or you go to bed.
Yeah.
I got to the stage where I was drinking to get myself to sleep because the last thing I wanted to do was lie in my bed with my own thoughts.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have been there like that. Yeah. And it's somehow
and me as well.
You have to get rid of the booze and don't substitute it with sleeping tablets. Yeah. You've got to, I don't know, I suppose it's like going down a path and you've just got to small steps and get to a level in your life where my PTSD won't go away, but I've got it under control and I can cope better with it now.
Yeah.
Only because I've let myself be busy, but in good things that I like doing. Because it's no good going to work and slogging your guts out for 60 hours a week. Because, there's a pot of money at the end of the rainbow, getting paid, but do something you like doing for you.
Yeah, I mean, have you got like any hobbies that take your mind off things, Duncan? Because I know you was on about doing your podcast and stuff, weren't you? And I've been following you on TikTok. You do some really good videos. Your editing's really good.
The thing is, I've got a lot of time on my hands. Yeah, right. I've got a lot of time on my hands at the moment, right? And I'm thinking, I need to know how to do this, right? And TikTok, everyone slags it down. And I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do here? And actually, I've learned myself. I've got 5 or 6 apps and I intermingle all the apps, go and get that piece of music from over there, go and get that one from over there. And then all of a sudden, I'm making things that no one else has got. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm feeling quite pleased with myself because I'm trying to do something positive for me, but also for other people. Because if you can get a word out there to say that I'm a blues fan and shit on the Villa, isn't that really positive?
Oh, Dunk.
Right, and stuff like that, see? Yeah. And then, I got involved with a singing I did on this singing app about 4 years ago.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
And, it was when I was still drinking before I come off the booze, because I've been off the booze for about 3 years now, which is, I'm really pleased about that.
Well done, mate. Yeah, that's really good.
And I downloaded this app because I'm a bit strange. I'll download anything to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And I downloaded this app and it was like a singing app, and it took me about a month to get the hang of it because it was all over the place. And then I'd had a few beers and I started singing. And I won't go in depth, but you can go into rooms in this app where there's 100 people in the room and they listen to you. And I'm like half cut.
Yeah.
And I'm singing Neil Diamond or Elvis Presley or the Stereophonics.
Nice.
Thinking I'm bollocks. But everyone's going, oh my God, you're amazing. And I'm thinking, what?
Yeah.
What? And for about 4 months, I thought all the people on this app were winding me up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nearly all of them are from the Far East. They were from Thailand, they were from Singapore, Japan, Hong Kong. It was that type of app. I mean, there was a few English on there, but I'd say 80% were Southeast Asian.
Yeah. But again, Duncan, it's taking your mind off things. It's bringing people together again, isn't it? It's
absolutely. And I'm thinking, so I use that to if I'm down, I go and have a sing.
Yeah. Oh, it's really good, mate.
And I'm not reaching for that beer can.
There you go. Yeah.
And if I do have a really bad night, and I have some mad dreams about, the past and all that.
Yeah.
Then I get up and I have a shower and I have a cup of coffee and I just sit nice and sweet and look out the window or something. But it's all relative to each other. But somehow you've got to break free of the beer and somehow you've got to break free of taking drugs or whatever, because, I've been there as well, believe it or not. And I was staunch anti-drugs, and when I left the army, I went straight down, and I just went on to all sorts because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was reaching out for some type of medication myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there's more help now, Duncan, than or do you think it's always been there and there's not enough help for people that are finding it difficult to speak out, especially with PTSD, like with your form of?
No, I don't think there's enough help for veterans or people in the civvy street. I don't think there's enough help for anybody.
Yeah.
And I think the Joe Public, I think we all know it's a big problem, but the powers that be don't want to know.
Yeah.
Or they still look down on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've only got to go back to the 1970s, and someone like me would have been locked up in an asylum, and that's the truth. And I'm not kidding, right? And they were locked away and they threw away the key.
Yeah.
But we don't have them places. I mean, you might have the odd one or two mental health hospitals, but you haven't got places where people are locked up now, which is good. But I don't think there's enough help out there, only because the powers that be. I mean, come on, they locked us down 3 times.
I know, yeah. It's not good,
No, and there was no need to lock us down. I won't mention the word in case, because they get funny, don't they, YouTube about it. But they locked us down 3 times. And then if you look to Sweden and places like that, they never had lockdowns and they've done all right.
Yeah.
And all this follow the science, I think it was a load of rubbish, personally.
Yeah.
But
it didn't do me any good.
No,
it didn't. Because it was when I was
and what about the kids? The kids, they lost a couple of years of schooling, and they're still if I was 12 and I'm told to stay in my house for a couple of years, I would have shat myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've got an 8 and 6 year old, and they're still catching up with school and stuff, and
yeah.
I mean, I've never gave them any signs how I was feeling a few years back, but I've always tried to hide it from the kids. But going through that COVID spell and stuff, and how I was feeling, and that it was really hard to just deal with it. But I come out the other side. But I've always been open, Duncan, like yourself, and it's good to talk about it, and obviously looking back, and that's what I want to do. I want to try and help, and obviously your story's really inspiring as well, Duncan. I think you're really inspiring, mate, and keep up the singing, mate.
I know, yeah.
Keep it up, mate.
Everybody shit on the villa. No, but look, thanks for letting me call up, and thanks for what you do for me as well. I've still got a present for you, actually, but I can't talk about it on the air because it's well, anyway, I'll catch up with you soon.
Oh, cheers, right? Dunk.
And I'll let someone else phone up and have a chat now, brother, all right?
Yeah. Cheers for ringing in now, Duncan. I'm glad you're all right, though, and stuff, and you're finding stuff to, keep yourself busy and...
Absolutely.
You're smashing it, mate.
Just 2 more things. Aren't we signing some players? That left winger, my God.
No, mate, I know.
He should be in the Championship or sat on the bench in the Premier League, mate, that winger, honestly. I was watching the videos of him. He's amazing.
I know, mate. It took me off guard. I was like, bloody hell.
43 goals or assists in 2 years.
Yeah.
The bloke's on fire. And just on England, I thought they'd been really boring until last night, and then I was like, is this a different team?
Yeah.
They were absolutely amazing. It wasn't a penalty, but it don't matter, does it?
Yeah.
Because they deserve to win anyway.
I mean, for me, Gareth Southgate, he's been slated, but realistically, the first few games of this tournament haven't been the best. But it's like when I was talking to Tom Ross earlier, he was saying as well, that he's still got him over the line, and he has, hasn't he? And Sven and Fabio Capello, he didn't get him this far, did he?
Well, that's right.
That's
and
twice
also,
now.
You've got to think of when England won the World Cup in '66. Now, I wasn't alive then, obviously, but my my dad, bless his soul, told me that England were rubbish right up until the final.
Really?
Yeah, and they obviously outplayed the Germans in the final. But actually, they were quite boring all the way up to the final. But it just goes to show, in this type of football, the tournament football, you have to come to the boil at the right time.
Yeah.
And I think last night we came to the boil at the right time. And I think,
brilliant.
you know, my only fear is whoever marks that left wing back of Spain, the one with the long curly black hair.
Yeah.
Because he's a beast. But apart from that, yeah, come on, let's go for him.
Let's have it, Dunk.
Absolutely. Right, and I even, through gritted teeth, cheered when Watkins scored the goal. I mean, obviously, you know, he's got an England shirt on, but underneath, I know what he is.
Oh yeah, we know what he is, but mate, you can't knock him. You know, I mean, I even complimented and to be fair to him and Ollie Watkins and Jude Bellingham, you know, regardless of what clubs they're playing for, they're representing the West Midlands. You know what I mean? And fair play to them. I'm really proud, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. All right, bruv. Right, I'll catch you later. All right.
Yeah, sound, Dunk, and
all right, cheers.
Keep doing what you're doing, mate.
I will do, mate. And cheers, guys and girls. I'll see you later.
See you later, Dunk. Let's try and catch up on some of these comments. Sorry, guys, it's really hard on my own because Nick usually gets the comments. Hi lads, hope you're all well. Nearly 17 cases. Yeah, I know, it's mad, isn't it? England in the final. Footy is good for us all. Always try and look on the bright side of life. Good evening from Liebert, Birmingham City transfer window, Birmingham City in January. Birmingham City move new players for Birmingham City. Take medicine, mental health, Liebert. Birmingham City music, reggae, Bob Marley. Season for Birmingham City League One. But yeah, if anybody does want to ring in, feel free to call in. Blue Shadow person, I think you get passed from pillar to post. Some just don't give a damn, and when you have that happen, you feel worse. It's heartbreaking to have to admit that mental health is a big thing. Yeah, and I hope you're okay. I remembered you from the last stream. I'd love for you to be able to call in as well. Just see how you are, what you've been up to. How are you today, Blue Shadow? Have you tried Mind? Yeah, I've got the Mind app as well. That's really good. I'll offer you some sessions to talk about things. Good people, mate. Tony! Hi, Jay. Hope you are well and Nicky's okay. Duncan is talking a lot of sense. I relate to that. You'll have to ring in, Tony, mate. I've got your email up here with your paintings on. Lee Burke. Good drawing, Dunk artist from Lee Burke, Birmingham City. So yeah, I was showing you guys some of Tony's paintings, wasn't I? So this is another one of Tony's paintings. It's brilliant. Very colourful, Tony. I've just lost the other ones now. Just got to try and log in. But yeah, keeping your mind occupied and finding things that you enjoy is a massive thing. And me doing the YouTubing and the videos, the podcast, it does help me. It gives me something to look forward to. Changes your mindset. But I've been there myself before. I've suffered with anxiety, chronic, not sleeping, not eating for weeks, feeling sick, nauseous, shakes, tics as in like muscle spasms and stuff, like twitches because you're not getting enough sleep. I've had it all, but it does come in many forms like PTSD and things like that as well. So please, if you are watching and you do want to talk, please ring in. Can't find your email there, Tony. Speaking of the devil, here he is. Tony! I can't hear you.
Oh. All right, mate.
How you doing, Tony?
I'm fine, mate.
Good, good, good. How's things? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've done a few things that I'm quite pleased with this week. So,
Oh, good. Brilliant, mate.
if you look at them paintings, that first one you showed, that was an old van that I bought.
Oh, okay, right. You painted it on the van. I thought you actually
Yeah.
painted the whole thing. I thought you painted the van. I was like, bloody hell. Looks so realistic, that van does.
Well, all the way round, I took one of the windows out and one of the panels out and put a window in, made it into like a rough camper van, like a cooker's in, and that's the van I used to take the dogs out to see the veterans and the homeless with. And
yeah.
all inside was paintings, not just what I did, but like people on the streets did. If they come in I'd do them a bacon sandwich and a cup of tea, and then some started painting.
No, it's brilliant, mate.
I mean, I bought the van for, I think it was 800 quid. I had it 8 years, and when my big dog died, it was his van basically.
Yeah.
I didn't have the heart to do this as well, and it got robbed in real. So I sold the engine for 500 quid. So it was a great van. I loved it. That was the time of my life doing all that.
No, it's brilliant, mate. So I've just got it up on screen now so people can see. It's brilliant, mate. I like the way you put the art of recovery in there as well with the like actually in the painting itself. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's like a powerful message as well, isn't it?
In the coming weeks, I'll show you all the other sides as well. But I think some people thought I was mad, but I just didn't care, to be honest.
No, it's brilliant, mate. If it keeps your mind active, mate, it's something you enjoy, and clearly you're really good at it. Well, very talented. Your name on YouTube says it all. Talented Tony. No, mate, it's really good, mate.
I got tired of everyone saying, "Oh, you're so talented." But my story is very similar to Duncan and some of the things he said.
Yeah.
I ended up, I think I've said before, I was homeless 2 or 3 times in Wales, but I fought through and got a place, and I ended up in a place called Corwin, and I sat in a flat for nearly 2 years, and no one knew I was there, basically. I wouldn't come out till of a night. But how I started, I looked down, and out the window was the cafe, and I just watched people going in and out, and it took me ages to think, right, I've got to get down there, go and have a cup of tea. And I eventually did, and everything's fortunate in life. You get these things, and like I sat down, and the owner of the cafe come out and sat down, started talking. He said, "Oh, I've seen you once, I think." And I said, "Well, I've been here 2 years." And what I liked about him was I started going down every day.
Yeah.
And he'd remember what I told him, so I didn't have to go back on stuff. And he remembered everything I said about family and, my army stuff. And we just become really good friends. And then going back to Duncan, he said to me, I eventually got a council place. And he said, "Why don't you get a dog?
Yeah.
You've had dogs before."
Yeah.
Well, it's bloody logic, really, isn't it? And he's right. Duncan's right. It was having someone there,
Yeah, having that company.
Yeah, I've got no family or nothing, really. And just friends that I've said hello to, basically.
Yeah.
So
it is good having something there, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah.
Like a pet.
Well, I rescued him because I was going down to see another dog, and it's a bit of a long story, but I'll cut it down.
It's all right, mate. You've got all night.
He was lying in the backyard of this woman, and apparently there was about 5 dogs there, but apparently she had about 15.
Yeah.
And she was a pisshead, and it stunk. And I couldn't see how big he was because he's a deerhound. He's huge.
Yeah.
But he was starving, and he couldn't walk. And the vet said, "We're going to put him down." I said, "No, you don't. I'll have him." And I thought, bloody hell.
Yeah.
How do I treat him now? But that was the start of my recovery, because it took the onus off me to help him.
Yeah.
And I sort of, I don't know, within a week, because he didn't trust anyone. I mean, he was 23 kilos and his weight should have been 37.
Really?
He was starving. And I had to strap his legs up and walk him, and we started off 100 yards, then 130 yards, and time, till we ended up, we were walking 5 to 10 miles every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant, mate.
And I said to me, mate, when I get him well, I'm going to walk down to Corwin, because I was about 2.5 miles away.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring this dog down. And when I took him down, he just went, fucking hell. How big's he? And I'll tell you the little thing.
Yeah.
And I still remember it now. One of the days I was down by the calf and I needed some bread, I think. And the guy was there. I said, can you just hold him for a sec? And I went across the road, 30 yards away, to get a loaf of bread, come out, and Blue, my dog, was standing there wagging his tail. Not been away for 2 years, and you know that still affects me now. Although he's been gone about 12 months now,
Yeah.
but it just thought I felt like I needed to be in this life.
Yeah.
To do something.
Yeah.
And then eventually, the vet phoned me, because I said I wouldn't mind another one, to keep him company and that. And it's about 12 months later, just over 12 months, got the perfect dog. Anyway, we bombed down there and met little Emma, who I've got now, and it was like love story. But when he gave me the paperwork, she'd come from the same house.
Bloody hell. That's mad,
and then tried to rehome her 5-6 times.
How mad's that, Tony?
I know.
It's crazy, isn't it?
All these sparks in life, they come and click.
Yeah.
And like Duncan was saying about some of these people that try to help you, they're not qualified.
Yeah.
I sat with 10, 12 of them, and it's not their fault, but I just lost my rag the one day because this woman kept looking at her watch, and I said, if you look at your watch one more time, I said, fuck this, I ain't doing this anymore.
Yeah.
But eventually I got, it was a Polish girl, I think, and when I walked in, she said, I've heard you're an artist, so people were getting to know me a bit round there.
Yeah.
She said, you can't talk, I've got some art stuff here, or bring your stuff in and draw it.
Yeah.
And that was my start of art therapy.
That's
she
brilliant,
was brilliant.
mate.
But I knew, I never asked her, she never told me, I knew she'd been through something bad or similar, because she knew how I felt.
Yeah.
And she remembered everything I'd said the month before.
Yeah. That's when you know you've got a good therapist, isn't it?
Yeah. And then they eventually sent me to really get diagnosed properly in a place called Denby.
Yeah.
And that was life-changing, because I didn't know I got PTSD. I mean, I lost all my family, my kids, everything in Birmingham. I virtually sent them down to Cornwall because it was such a shit place at the time.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand why I was drinking, why I was doing this, why I felt like I did.
Yeah.
But, I'm glad I did, because they're living in a great place now. I hardly see them. I chat now and again.
That's good.
But you just got to keep going, and things click into place.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
I mean, I told you I love my golf and I love my art. I used to run a karaoke in Birmingham, and I started singing here, doing stuff like that. I learned to play the keyboard myself.
Quality.
But this week, it never ends, because, I love going down my golf, and we take the piss, and it's just a group that chuck a couple of quid in, and we have games between ourselves, and I love it.
Yeah.
But the captain come up to me the other day and said, it's my captain's day on Saturday. Why have you not put your name down? And I said, can I have a word with you quietly? And he said, yeah. I said, look, I don't know half the people that you're bringing into this captain's day. And that's when I start to panic. And the stress of big competitions, although I was a boxer and, I weren't scared of nothing, and he said, well, what would you want? I said, well, I'll play if you get someone from our roll-up, 2 people that I can play with, who I know, who understand that I might. I mean, sometimes I used to. I don't. It's very rare now, but I black out and stuff like that, and they know what I'm doing. And he said, "Well, sorted then." So I thought, okay, so I'm playing in that this Saturday. Yeah. But today I saw him, and he said, "What about coming to my captain's away day?" And that's a stayover, and that's on the 4th and 5th of July. No, August. So I put down to playing that now.
Oh, fair play, Tony, mate.
No, it's a big test.
No, you'll be fine, mate. Honestly, when you're smashing it, Tony, you're doing stuff that's helping your way of thinking. You even say that you look forward to ringing in and speaking to me and Nick and stuff. It's brilliant, mate. Look, and we love every single person that rings in and even comments as well. It's brilliant. And this is what this is all about. It brings us all together, and there's no shame in talking about things. Is the Tony? It's just just inspiring, mate. To be honest,
but I felt down on Tuesday because it weren't on.
Oh no, mate.
I'd thought about it. I knew something had gone on. So, but when you get because I'd played golf and I think, oh right, I'll get home. I'll have the tea. I'll take the job. Then I'll be on, the chat. And but.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, Tony.
No, don't worry. I'm not criticising. It's just telling myself you can't keep going like that.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the things that you do.
Yeah.
And it actually made me go down the golf club and do what I've done.
Oh, because brilliant.
I'm thinking to myself now, I'm fucking 70. I'm getting a lot of praise down the golf course now for the way I'm playing. Because I'm suddenly, I used to be a really low handicap golfer, a good golfer, but I had to have, 10, 12 years off with injuries and being homeless and all this crap.
Yeah.
But I'm coming back, and like today, someone said, "How the fuck do you hit the ball that fucking far? You're 70." And I'm like, it's self-praise, but, everyone needs that now and again.
Yeah. But how have the Wrexham fans been with you on the golf train?
To be honest, they've changed tack to the fucking England now, haven't they? It shouldn't have been a penalty, and I'm winding them up. It fucking definitely was. Fuck off.
I think it was a penalty.
I said it to a guy. He said it weren't a penalty. I said, look, don't bite my head off, but in modern day football, that is a penalty. I said, because if that happened anywhere else on the pitch, it'd be a free kick. So it's a penalty. I said, I don't agree with that. I like the old type football. But in today's football, it was a penalty. And I said, and anyway, we deserve to win. And I said, you know how I've criticised England because they've been crap? I said, for once, I can say they played well and they deserve to win.
Yeah.
And immediately what they do is go, well, you'll never beat Spain. Oh, fucking hell. I said, well, okay, then. All of you, put your money on the table. I'll bet to all of you. And they won't. Thank Christ they didn't.
The golfing sounds like it's doing wonders for you, though, Tony. Sounds like you're really enjoying it there. Sounds like you can hit a ball far as well, putting them all to shame. But also, it's taking your mind off things and having a laugh as well, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah. I think what they look at, I can only see it from my point of view, is I've been there probably 5 or 6 years now. And when I first went, because of my injuries, I could hardly walk. I could only do 6, 7 holes.
Yeah.
But I always find a way. I've had to completely change my swing, and I've tried different ways. And I've got laughed at and saying, well, what are you doing that for? I said, because I want to get better.
Yeah.
They all seem to think they want more shots, which I call cheating, basically. But I've always wanted to get better.
Yeah.
And I'm quite proud of myself because I am. I played today, and I was just thinking, bloody hell, you've hit that really well. You've hit that, and you know, I just love it. I just absolutely love it.
That's it, mate. And it all helps, doesn't it? You know, it's brilliant, mate. And obviously with your artwork and everything else as well, it's just you're smashing it, Tony, mate. I'm really happy for you. Just keep doing what you're doing, mate.
I just advise people to chat. I mean, I didn't for years. I didn't want to find out what I got. It was like, no, I'm okay, I'm fine. Got myself into a lot of trouble. Like when I was on the doors, I wouldn't look for fights. But, you know, if a big gang come up to the pub, I'd be straight in the middle. I had no fear. Because I just bloody care, to be honest. But, and it was dangerous for my family. And I mean, going back to my family, through different people, door firms during the day, my family got threatened and my kids. It was very nasty. So I just thought, look, shit, my wife was Cornish, go back to Cornwall, take the kids. I couldn't go because their family never liked me anyway. And then I just done a run to Wales. That's when I just got up and just walked out. I didn't care, you know, I just did not care.
Yeah.
And I mean, my immediate family, brothers and whatever, still don't really talk to me. They don't understand.
Yeah.
But they don't listen.
Yeah.
They never have. I mean, what Duncan was saying as well, when I was a kid and being abused by these two teachers, the one time I come closest to telling anyone, I mean, I regret not telling anyone now, but, you know, I was 10 and 11. But when I did, they took me to a fucking psychiatrist.
Really?
No, I was mental.
Oh, mate.
And what happened then, when I went back, it got worse. Because they were just laughing at me, saying, you can't fucking tell anyone now because they all think you're mad.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Tony, mate.
I ended up by trying for a year and a half to get expelled, doing mad things, and eventually I did. And my last year at school was down to a secondary modern, and it was a woman headmistress, and she seemed to understand, and I had one really good year at school. And then what I did then was when I was 15, I just escaped and signed up and went.
Yeah.
But the trouble was, after 8 months in the junior ranks, getting passed out to my regiment, I was in fucking Northern Ireland.
Oh, bloody hell.
And I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was a bloody kid, and it was the height of the troubles. It was bad.
Yeah.
That's life. I'm afraid that's it. That's the kind you dealt with, huh?
Did it kind of make you? I mean, obviously, you spoke about your past experiences, the school. Do you think that like made your thought process worse going into the military, Tony, or was it like I'll tell you this. I'm going to try and put this the polite way. I wanted to escape, but when I went for my medical, that time, 1969, I think it was 68, whatever, I can't remember now, was a time when, how can I put this politely? If you were gay, you seized out, you know, you were picked out. Yeah.
And because I'd been abused, they check you, and that was my worry. I went into their medicals thinking, fucking hell, what are they going to find?
Yeah.
But luckily I got through. I mean, they put gay people in, I'm not gay, that's I'm trying to find a way of putting it, but because I've been abused, they put gay people in prison.
Bloody hell.
You know, it just weren't allowed. It was a mortal sin in the army then.
Yeah.
But I got away with that, and I loved the army, but as I say, Ireland was a shit show, and we went too young, and it just built on the stuff that I'd had, and it started getting me nightmares and different stuff. And I've seen some crap in Ireland, I did, but I still believe it's more the abuse that's caused my PTSD.
Yeah.
Because it's very rare that I'll get a bad dream about the army. It might be involved in a story, but it's the two teachers.
Yeah.
Although they've been dead years now, but they're still there trying to get at me. But
and that's one of the reasons you love doing your artwork as well, isn't it, Tony?
Oh yeah. They hate it. I mean, it plays out like a film. It's like it's actually, really happening. I mean, when I'm all right now, I know nothing's happened. Although, do you know, both my fucking dogs hide under the beds when I'm like that.
Really?
There's a feeling in the place that they're there.
Yeah.
But and going back to Duncan saying find things, make yourself happy. I started with the dogs. Then I started learning meditation. And that was my time in the morning.
Yeah.
I bought some, what they call it, massage machines to do my legs and my back.
Yeah.
And I do my meditation. I put my music on because I love my music. I love Vangelis, that type of music for my meditation and stuff.
Meditation's really good, isn't it, Tony?
Oh,
brilliant, isn't it?
You cannot beat it.
Brilliant.
And I found a way of, how can I say this? I used to roll my eyes. I'd read everything about different ways of doing stuff. And I picked the best bits that I like, and I've just made my own stuff up, basically. I tried tapping and didn't really work for me, but I found that if I roll my eyes back 3 times, and then you see the spots in your eyes, the lights.
Yeah.
And I just picked one, and within a minute or so, I'll be down a track. That's why my paintings are like going down a track.
Yeah.
And dogs would be with me, and the light would be there, and people that I'd lost were coming out. And so I started painting them, like I said, my 3 mates in Ireland, as elephants. So I knew what was going on, and I could look back, and they're all over my ceilings and walls, and I can daydream into them pictures.
That's brilliant,
and
mate.
The dogs are in them, so I can escape.
That's brilliant, mate. You just got to keep doing what you're doing, Tony.
Oh, I'll never stop that.
But keep the emails coming in as well, Tony, because I love it when you send in the pictures.
I'm working out better ways to send them, because I'm working out the other day. I've lost half of them on my computer.
Yeah.
I've had 3 new computers.
Yeah.
But I'm finding ways of finding them. But I don't know. This computer's a bit crap anyway. But I just, it just keeps me going all the time. It really does.
Yeah, it's just mad, isn't it? Like, so when I was talking to Duncan about, your mind is such a powerful thing, isn't it? And it's just, like how it affects us all differently. But there's a good comment that I've had here as well. This is off someone called Blue Shadow. My escape is my poetry. So it sounds like that they're really keen on poems and things like that. It's good that you're finding ways to take your mind off things and
you're painting. It's funny, when I was at school with the abuse, I weren't a very good scholar because I was in a school I didn't want to be in. I at first didn't pass my 11 plus. I was next on the line, and I got sent out to this school, which was like a technical school. It's like a bit of a private school, to be honest. And I just felt so out of fucking place there.
Yeah.
But the only thing I could do then was write. I used to write my poetry, because I can explain to myself what's going on. But everything I was crap at. I mean, there's another story. I went into I weren't painting them, but I was always drawing. And I'd done a drawing on a piece of paper, and of Harborne bus station as it was. And I painted it for the first time, and I thought, it's really good. But it was on the back of another painting because the school were trying to save money. And you know what they did to me?
What did they do?
Ripped the painting up in front of me and said, that isn't yours, because someone had signed the other side.
Really?
And that
Oh,
Oh, it just broke my heart.
oh mate. Can imagine.
But later on, that gives me the push to do this art. And
Yeah.
again, what Duncan said hit home. When I started doing, looking at art therapy, I got books from America because they look after theirs, and theirs is proper art therapy. And I studied it and studied it. And I ended up at this place, Champions House in Wrexham. And I'm not banging my own drum, but I had people from hospitals coming to sit in my class because
Really?
they'd never seen anything like it. And I said, well, I can't teach you how I do it. This is how I do it.
Yeah.
And the class went from probably 4 or 5 to 30 at times.
That's brilliant, Tony, mate. It's or an achievement as well.
Yeah, I suppose I've got no one to share it with, really. But, I mean, even my sales, I don't push myself. I don't. I have people look and they go, I mean, this one, I think I'm boring now, but
No, you're not.
The woman at Champions House stood there. We were doing a big show. I was singing then and doing some poetry, and we'd done a play, and I showed my paintings and whatever. And she handed me a card and said, I want you to do a portrait for me. I lost my husband 5-6 years ago. And I said, right, okay. You got any pictures? She said, no, I want you to do it your way.
Oh.
She said, all I can tell you is he loved rainbows. Anyway, I'd done a painting of this place. It's a massive woods. It's about 20 miles square up here.
Yeah.
Fantastic to walk in. She loved it. So I'd done a painting of a lake with the woods round and 2 figures walking down the path. But I'd done it in all the rainbow colours. And I said to my mate, do you think she'll like this? He said, it's fucking fantastic, mate. Take it down. Anyway,
Talented Tony, mate.
Hey?
Talented Tony.
I took it down, and she got like a house with 22 bedrooms. She was an art collector.
Yeah.
And she said in the kitchen, right, here's 500 quid. And I went, get out. And she said, there's 500 quid. And she's bought about 20 off me since.
Oh,
I put one on Facebook. She just loves it. But she's an art collector.
Yeah.
And she invited me down with my 2 dogs for the Christmas. And I said, I don't celebrate Christmas because I've lost my kids. And that you come down. And as I come down, walked in the house, she said, there's a couple of writers here, a couple of psychiatrists, this and that. She said, don't you change your accent and don't stop swearing. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
And I stopped 2 days, and it's the best Christmas I've ever had in my life.
Oh, brilliant, Tony, mate. Oh, mate.
Chats to me now or emails me, sees me on Facebook. How you going? You haven't been in contact for a couple of days. What are you doing?
It's brilliant, mate. What have you been up to this week, Tony?
Hey?
What have you been up to this week, and like, how's it been like the last month since me and Nick done the last one? How's it been for you? You've been alright and stuff. You've been
mainly golfing.
Yeah, beating everyone again.
But you know, it's silly because I feel, oh, you can't keep going to golf, and then I think, why not? You're retired, you stupid git. Just go and do it.
Yeah. That's it, mate. Enjoy it.
Hey?
So that's it, mate. Just got to enjoy it.
Yeah. My only downside is I'm glued to this pissing computer looking at blues are signing.
We're in for a treat this season, mate, I tell you.
Oh, I know.
Mate. Seen that left winger we've just signed as well?
Yeah, I know.
Me and Duncan was on about him earlier, mate. Honestly, he looks brilliant. He does.
There's a couple of really good ones I'm interested in today, I've read.
I know.
And they were on about swapping Sanderson for that kid at Rangers.
Would you swap him? No. Would you swap him now, Tony, or not?
To be honest, I used to like Sanderson.
Yeah.
I still like him, but the biggest mistake he ever made was become captain. he put all the stuff on his shoulders. He done some stupid things. I'm one for forgiving.
Yeah.
But you look at some fans and they'll never forgive him now.
Yeah.
And maybe because he was captain and it's part of last year, I think he should go. I wouldn't mind if he stops, but because of last year, the non-trying, and he's got most of the blame, I think it's maybe time to go.
Yeah. I was speaking to Tom Ross about it earlier.
Yeah, I watched it, mate.
Oh, cheers, mate. It was, I was really nervous about speaking to him, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, I even asked him about Sanderson, and he said he wasn't sure, like.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, I liked him at the start. Well, I do like him anyway. What I mean to say is, I'll reword that. I think he played really well under John Eustace, and I just think he went to pot after that. I don't know why. Or
I think Tom Ross was right. He's a centre half in three centre halves, and I don't think this guy's going to play three centre halves.
Yeah.
I don't know. He might do, but some people just do not forgive, do they? We all make mistakes in life, but I think his biggest mistake was being captain. He was too young for him. He's not a captain material anyway. You need someone in charge that, can stand all the flack and advise people.
Yeah.
But have you heard...
He wasn't vocal enough, was he?
Huh?
He wasn't vocal enough, was he?
No. We've... did you see that one? What's his name? The young centre forward.
Oh. Tassam.
The one in reserves who scored in all the goals.
Junior Dixon.
Yes. They've extended his contract today.
Ah, brilliant.
So that tells me he's going to be in and around the first team squad.
Good. I hope he does, mate, because I'm a big fan of his, but I have heard things about like his attitude, but then again, how true that is, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just going off what I've heard about him, goal scoring and stuff, and if he can implement that into the Blues team and get us some goals and points, and that'd be brilliant. But in terms of his attitude and that, it's only things I've heard. I'm not sure like how true it is. I'm not sure if you know anything about that, Tony, or...
Well, the only thing I'd say is I've watched a lot of the under-21s, and I've never seen an attitude.
Yeah.
But he's more like... He's more like a Hogan, where he's a tapping goal scorer, which is fine. Whereas I like Tatum because he's the complete centre forward. He's bring it down, head it on, pass it. I think with Junior Dixon, he's more of the I'm the man in the box to tap it in sort of thing.
Yeah.
My only problem with that is we've got Alfie May to do that now. So I don't know, but I've never seen from the matches any attitude problem. They've always seemed like a bunch, set together.
Yeah.
And happy, and the under-18s, and probably that's why they've all bloody signed.
That's it, mate. What are the Wrexham fans been like this week, Tony?
Oh, it's all
Come on, mate, tell us all about it. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I think they're starting to believe or realise what a big club they are now.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love Wrexham, I do. I think they've done a fantastic job because a couple of years, I've watched them for the last, not watched Wrexham, but I've watched the fans in Corwin. Some of them go and it's like an hour's drive there, and they've been in this, in the, not even in the league, and I could see their depression, wanting to get up every bloody season. Yeah. And I was that laddie when I got up, and they're one of the first results I look for. I won't tell this like that, but they are.
Yeah.
And I watched them last season. It's the first result. And I watched their YouTube things as well.
Yeah.
And they're doing a great job. But without being funny, they're nowhere near what Blues are doing, if you know what I mean.
No. Oh.
I think they'll do well to finish in the top 10.
Yeah.
And they've
got an aging squad as well, haven't they, Tony?
Yeah, well, they've had a big setback as well because Mullins had to go in for the back operation.
All right.
So I don't know how long he's going to be out.
Yeah.
But they have got a lot of 30-year-olds, experienced players. Not a lot of youth, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I asked him about the ground again.
I love it when you start laughing, Tony.
I didn't laugh then, but the one lad, he's a great lad, and he always asks about the Blues. So
yeah,
and I said, "Fucking hell, we've sold 16,000 bloody season tickets already."
I know, mate, it's mad, isn't it?
Relegated. So I said, "Well, what does Wrexham actually hold?" And he said, 12,500. But we've extended of a stand, so we might get 13,000 in there. I said, "Oh, fucking lovely." I said, "But you ain't going to give us any tickets, are you?" I said, "You'll get to ours, you'll probably have 2,500 tickets." And you know what the cheeky get said? "Well, we went away and we went to places like Coventry and took 10,000. I said, "Yeah, that's in the cup. But if you're only going to give us 1,500, what do you expect from us? Our ground will be full of blue noses."
Yeah, it's going to be good, mate.
Yeah.
Tom Ross was telling me more about like the stadium and that. Like he said, it's like it's all coming together and stuff and that now. I hope you can get down, Tony, mate. It'd be good to see you, mate.
I will eventually. I will.
I hope you can.
I was telling him about. I said, if you do go in the away end, they've just knocked all the boxes through, so you can see Birmingham the other side now.
Yeah.
I said, what? He said, no, they have. I said, that's fucking well out. I said, we've got the biggest bar in Europe. I said, and all around the ground is just bars from what I can see. I think at the end of the day, when we get fed up with that, we'll get fucking rid of it in 5 years and go into the new stadium.
Yeah.
He said, no, take piss now.
My wife's watching as well, Tony, and she's just commented. She's put Tony's laugh is my favourite. She's put contagious.
Well, to be honest, that's a serious thing, that is. Laughing is the best medicine.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It really
is. Yeah, definitely, mate, isn't it? It's, it really is. You can't beat having a good laugh, can you?
Yeah. The good thing as well, it took me 5, 6, 7 years. A lot of the guys there that I get on with now are understanding what PTSD and what it does.
Yeah.
They hadn't got a clue before. In fact, 2 of them come in the other week and said, we started collecting for it. I said, well, good on you. I mean, people don't realise when I was homeless, there was 9,500 veterans on the streets.
Yeah.
We used to do a Christmas run, and it could be real one year or whatever, but we went to Shrewsbury the one year, and I actually found a veteran dead on the street, and fucking hell, did it knock me back. Did it knock me back? And we do nothing for them.
Yeah.
But that's, it kills me. They've served the country, and look what we're doing with the country. We're giving it away now.
It's mad, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we've got a good season to look forward to, Tony, and really good to speak to you again, mate. I love it when you're ringing, mate.
And you, I love it.
I really do, honestly. I love you, mate.
I love the whole programme, and say a good evening to Nick for me.
Yeah, I will, mate.
Yeah. I'm coming down. You'll see me coming. I'll have a big van with a Welsh flag on it as well.
Come on, Tony. Come down, mate, and have a few beers.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Mate.
I don't know which game, but I will. I don't think I'm going to get a season ticket till I understand if I can get, a regular trip down to people. But I will be coming to games, I'll tell you now.
You have to meet my dad as well, mate, because...
Yeah. Anyway, everyone have a good evening. Thanks for all the good comments. And look after yourself.
And you, Tony, mate, and keep painting and keep doing what you're doing, mate. You're smashing it.
Oh. All right, keep right on, mate.
Keep right on, Tony, mate. Up the Blues.
Bye-bye.
It's all right, mate. Oh, bless him. Tony. Blue Shadow. Can you let me know if you're mental health? Can you let me know if you've received one? Yeah. It's come through now. Do you want me to read it out? Be good to read it out if you want me to read it out. Good luck, Birmingham City. Are you okay, Tony? Where's Nicky never turned up to this channel last night? You heard of him? Yeah, he's been poorly, mate. He's got a virus, so he's just resting. Miss you, Nick. Tuesday night, sorry. Blues are definitely in for 22-year-old Harrison Burrows, left back with 12 goals and 18 assists. That's 30 goal contributions for Peterborough. Keep right on. Good channel, Birmingham City Boy in Blue. Pick me up, Tony, on your way. Became a YouTube member. Oh, thank you very much. Cheers, Jay. Yeah, he's been poorly, mate, Nico, so he's resting. He would have come on otherwise. Tony, thanks for all the great comments. Wales is blue. Keep right on. That's it, mate. Keep spreading the word about Blues, mate. Around all the Wrexham fans when you're playing golf. Absolutely love it, and I love it when you're ringing, mate. So keep doing your paintings and stuff and taking your mind off things. It's brilliant. You're really good at it, mate. We've got a poem as well from Blue Shadow, which I'm going to read out because it looks really good. And I'm glad you've emailed this in as well, because this is another form of taking your mind off stuff. My mental health, it plays its part. I fight my demons from afar. For life has been just so unkind. It's left behind the scars I hide. My mental health, it holds and pulls. A lonely road, I'm left with chills. For what was lost can never be found. Even on this path, I feel so down. The story inside these prison walls, these chains are heavy. My trauma is stored. For suicide was once my friend, and now it's in the darkness as it descends. Alone and worried, I sit and wait till the storm comes and hits the gates. A shadowy rapture has come to pass, and my depression is about to start. Just sleepless nights and horrendous memories. My mental health is a cyclone with no happy ending, for it beats me down and plays on hurt, shattering my confidence with every turn. And every minute that counts the second, torture is felt just like resurrection, and I and me don't feel the same, nor does me or myself. We just feel so strange. For I won't talk, because it offers nothing, no way out, just a place of suffering. Opening old wounds, reliving those days of what I was put through, for it never strays. From physically to emotionally to sexual assault, this abuse I faced, it was never good. And for that reason alone, it will never leave, and therefore I'll always be this young woman who can no longer be fixed. So that was Blue Shadow's poem there. A very powerful poem as well. And there we go, look. Duncan Fraser. Amazing. Blue Shadow. Really good poem there. It looks like you're really good at writing poems and stuff as well. Dino. Good evening, Jay. Absolutely respect what you've done and achieved. Our new manager is everything we have ever wanted. Our new squad with young talent. Keep on. Sent a message to your number. Oh, cheers, mate. I'll have a look at that on the. I'm sorry, I ain't got messages on this, mate. On the phone. There you go, Blue Shadow from Tony. Blue Shadow, brilliant. Keep it up. Good drawing, Tony English Patriot. Good working artist. Great drawing on. Good artist, Lee Burke. You have to send some in then, Lee, if you're an artist as well, mate. But yeah, I really enjoyed reading that poem, Blue Shadow. Keep right on, Tony. Try and see if we caught up with all the comments as well. But yeah, if you do want to send anything in, anything that you're doing that's taking your mind off things from mental health, it does come in many forms, and you can send it in on the email on screen now. I like going to the gym. I like doing the YouTubing. At the minute, we're on about going camping at the end of the month, so I'm just rebuilding a trailer that I brought off Facebook. And I'm just pottering around, just doing stuff to take your mind off things. Brilliant. Blue Shadow with the poetry, poems, brilliant. Tony doing his paintings. Duncan as well. He's doing so much stuff for PTSD. He's on about doing his podcast as well. He's got a really good TikTok account as well. He's really good at editing. Bit of a dark horse, you are really, Duncan. And he likes his singing as well. So there's so many things that you can do to take your mind off things and just change that mindset. You got my heart, Blue Shadow. Hope you get the help you need. Keep fighting. Yeah, 100%. Talented Tony, Lee Burke. Keep painting. So we'll give it another 5 minutes, guys. If any of you guys do want to ring in. And then I'll try and speak to Nick and try and arrange another one as well. I'll just see if I've missed out any comments as well. So when I'm on the phone, Nick usually does the comments. It's quite hard to do it while I'm talking to people. Now that Rich was watching. Thank you, Rich, mate. I hope you're all well. Yeah. Brilliant. I think I looked earlier and it was like 16 something, but yeah, it's bound to have gone up now to 17k. It's brilliant. The response from Blues fans as well this season, it's just gone the other way, hasn't it? Like, most of us are so excited to get going. Type medicine, mental health, Lee Burke. I think we caught up on mental health. He's got to Blues kick a ball. Yeah, I think we're all caught up, guys. So yeah, that is the Boy in Blue mental health check-in. We'll do another one next month as well. I love doing these. It's just talking about mental health and the importance of talking out and not being ashamed to talk about it. I've been through it. I've been through the mill, suffering with chronic anxiety in the past, not going to work, not eating, losing loads of weight, feeling sick, and I've been through it myself. I know it affects us all differently, but what I'm trying to get at is, there's no shame in speaking about it. So please, if you can, either seek help or talk to me, Nick, on here. You're welcome. I might have many more. Yeah, that's brilliant. So keep it up. Duncan, fantastic to hear among fellow Blue Noses. Keep right on. Keep right on, Dunk. But yeah, that is the Boy in Blue mental health check-in, and I'll catch you guys in another 4 weeks just to see how you've been getting on and what you've been doing. So keep painting, keep singing, keep writing the poems and doing loads of other stuff as well. It's brilliant. And I'll catch you guys on the next video.